Hey everyone, welcome back to Real English Voices. I'm Tom.
And I'm Ria. Before we dive in today, let me ask you something quick, Tom. What are you doing right now, this very second?
Well, I'm sitting here talking to you and recording this podcast.
Exactly. And our listeners? They're listening to us. Maybe they're walking to work, maybe they're cooking dinner, or perhaps they're lying in bed. But here's the fascinating part.
Let me guess, you're going to tell me this is all about present tense.
You know me so well. Today, we're unlocking one of the most essential tools in English, the present tense. And I promise you, by the end of this episode, you'll understand why native speakers use it the way they do, and more importantly, how you can use it naturally and confidently.
This is going to be good. You know, Ria, so many learners think they know the present tense because they learned I eat, you eat, he eats in their first English class. But there's so much more to it.
Absolutely. The present tense isn't just about what's happening right now. It's about habits, facts, stories, feelings, and even the future sometimes. It's everywhere in English.
So grab your notebook, your coffee, or whatever you need because we're about to go deep into the present tense. Trust me, this will change how you speak English.
Let's do this. Part 1. The simple present tense, the foundation.
All right, let's start with the basics, the simple present tense. This is the foundation, the bedrock of English grammar.
The simple present is the form we use most often in daily conversation. Its structure is beautifully simple, the base form of the verb. For example, I walk, you walk, we walk, they walk. But, and here's where learners often make their first mistake, when we use he, she, or it, we add an s or es to the verb. So, he walks, she runs, it works.
Right, and this little S is so important. I hear students all the time saying things like, he work in a bank, or she like pizza. These sound unnatural to native speakers because that S is missing.
Let's practice that for a second. Ria, tell me about your friend Sarah.
Okay, Sarah lives in London. She works as a teacher. She loves her job, and she teaches English to young children. Every morning, she wakes up at 6:30, drinks coffee, and prepares her lessons.
Perfect! Did you all hear that? Lives, works, loves, teaches, wakes, drinks, prepares. Every single verb has that S because we're talking about Sarah, which is she.
Now, Tom, when do we actually use the simple present? Great question. We use it for several key reasons. First, for habits and routines, things we do regularly. For example, I drink tea every morning. My brother exercises 3 times a week. They always arrive on time.
These are actions that happen repeatedly, not just once. The simple present is perfect for describing your daily life, your schedule, your regular activities.
Second reason, we use simple present for facts and general truths, things that are always true. Like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, the earth revolves around the sun, cats sleep a lot.
These facts don't change, they're permanent truths, so we use simple present.
Third reason, we use it for things that are true in general, even if they're not happening right this moment. For example, I live in New York. She speaks 3 languages. We work for a tech company.
Even if I'm on vacation in Paris right now, I still say I live in New York because that's my home, my general situation.
Exactly. And fourth, this one surprises learners. We use simple present for feelings, thoughts, and states, things happening in your mind or your emotional state.
Right. Verbs like love, hate, like, want, need, know, understand, believe, remember, think, prefer. These are called stative verbs.
For example, I love chocolate. She knows the answer. They believe in honesty. We want to improve our English. You don't say, I am loving chocolate in most cases. It sounds strange. You say, I love chocolate.
Now let's talk about negatives and questions in simple present because the structure changes a bit.
For negatives, we use do not or don't for I, you, we, they. And we use does not or doesn't for he, she, or it. The important thing is when you use doesn't, the main verb goes back to the base form without the S.
Let me give examples. Positive, he works. Negative, he doesn't work. Not, he doesn't works. That's wrong.
More examples. I don't like spicy food. She doesn't drink alcohol. They don't live here anymore. We don't understand this rule.
For questions, we use do or does at the beginning. Do you speak French? Does he work on weekends? Do they know about the party?
And again, notice that when we use does with he, she, or it, the main verb loses the S. Does she work? Not does she works.
Let's do a quick practice dialogue. I'll play a student, and Ria, you ask me questions about my routine.
Perfect. So, Tom, do you drink coffee in the morning?
Yes, I do. I drink 2 cups every morning.
And what time do you wake up?
I wake up at 7 o'clock on weekdays, but I sleep until 9 on weekends.
Does your wife wake up at the same time?
No, she doesn't. She wakes up earlier than me. She usually gets up at 6 because she goes to the gym.
Do you exercise regularly?
I try to. I don't go to the gym, but I run 3 times a week.
Excellent dialogue. Notice how natural the simple present sounds when we talk about routines and habits.
And here's a pro tip for our listeners. When you want to sound more natural, add frequency adverbs. Words like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never, every day, once a week.
These words usually go before the main verb. For example, I always wake up early. She usually drinks tea. They sometimes go to the movies. We never eat fast food.
But with the verb be, the frequency adverb goes after it. I am always hungry in the morning. He is usually late. They are sometimes tired.
One more important point about simple present, we also use it for scheduled future events, especially with transportation and events.
Right. The train leaves at 6 p.m. The movie starts at 8. The meeting begins tomorrow at 10. The store opens at 9 a.m.
These are fixed schedules, so we use simple present even though they're in the future.
Okay, so that's simple present. Habits, routines, facts, truths, feelings, thoughts, and scheduled events. Got it?
And remember that little S for he, she, and it. That's crucial. Part 2, the present continuous, action in progress. Now let's move to something more dynamic, the present continuous, also called present progressive.
This is the tense we use when something is happening right now, at this moment, as we speak.
The structure is subject plus am is are plus verb ing. For example, I am talking. You are listening. She is studying. They are working.
The present continuous is all about temporary actions in progress, things happening now.
But here's where it gets interesting. We also use present continuous for temporary situations, even if they're not happening at this exact second.
For example, I am reading a great book these days. She is studying for her exams this month. They are staying at a hotel this week.
You might not be reading the book right this second, but it's a temporary activity in your current life period.
Exactly. It's temporary, not permanent. Compare these. I live in Tokyo versus I am living in Tokyo for 6 months. The first is permanent, the second is temporary.
Another example, I work as a teacher versus I am working as a waiter while I look for a teaching job. The second one is temporary, so we use present continuous.
Now let's talk about spelling rules for the ing form because this trips up a lot of learners.
Most verbs just add ing. Talk, talking, read, reading, study, studying.
But if the verb ends in a single e, we drop it. Make, making, write, writing, come, coming.
If the verb is short and ends in consonant vowel consonant, we double the last consonant. Run, running, sit, sitting, stop, stopping.
But not if the last syllable isn't stressed. For example, open becomes opening, not opening, because the stress is on open, not open.
Let's practice with a dialogue. Ria, I'll call you and you tell me what you're doing.
Great. Phone ringing.
Hey, Ria, what are you doing right now?
Hi, Tom. I'm cooking dinner. I'm making pasta with tomato sauce.
Sounds delicious. Is anyone helping you?
Yes, my sister is helping me. She's cutting vegetables while I'm stirring the sauce.
What's your brother doing?
Oh, he's not helping at all. He's sitting in the living room playing video games.
Typical. And what about your parents?
They're watching TV in their bedroom. They're relaxing after a long day.
Sounds like a nice evening. Are you planning to watch anything after dinner?
We're thinking about watching a movie together.
Perfect dialogue. Notice how present continuous creates this vivid, real-time picture of what's happening.
Now, here's something super important. Some verbs don't usually use the continuous form. Remember those stative verbs we mentioned earlier?
Right, verbs of emotion and thought. Love, hate, like, want, need, prefer, know, understand, believe, remember, think, seem, appear.
We don't say, I am loving this song, or I am knowing the answer. We say, I love this song, and I know the answer.
However, and this is a bit tricky, some verbs can be both stative and active depending on the meaning.
Great point. For example, think, if it means believe or have an opinion, use simple present. I think she's nice. But if it means using your brain actively, use continuous. I'm thinking about my vacation.
Another one is have. For possession, use simple present. I have a car. But for activities, use continuous. I'm having dinner. I'm having a great time.
See is similar. For vision, use simple present. I see a bird. But for meeting, use continuous. I'm seeing my doctor tomorrow.
Let's talk about negatives and questions in present continuous.
For negatives, we add not after am is are. I am not working, she isn't listening, they aren't coming.
For questions, we flip the subject and am is are. Are you listening? Is she coming? Are they working?
What are you doing? Where is he going? Why are they leaving?
Now here's a super useful function of present continuous. We use it for future plans and arrangements.
This surprises learners. We use it when we have definite plans, usually with a time expression. For example, I'm meeting Sarah tomorrow. We're flying to Paris next week. They're having a party on Saturday.
These are arranged plans, not just wishes or ideas. You probably have it in your calendar already.
Compare I'm meeting Sarah tomorrow, definite plan, versus I meet Sarah every week, routine, simple present, versus I'll meet Sarah tomorrow, decision or promise, future.
One more important use, present continuous for changing situations and trends.
Yes, we use it when something is developing or changing. For example, the climate is getting warmer. More people are working from home. Technology is changing rapidly. My English is improving.
These describe ongoing changes and trends in the world or in your life.
Let's do another practice. Tom, describe what's happening in a busy coffee shop.
Okay, picture this. I'm sitting in a coffee shop right now. It's very busy. The barista is making coffee behind the counter. She's steaming milk and preparing cappuccinos. A group of students is sitting near the window. They are studying together. One student is typing on his laptop while another is reading a textbook. At the table next to me, two friends are chatting and laughing. They're drinking iced coffee. A businessman is sitting alone in the corner. He's talking on his phone and looking stressed. The door is opening and closing constantly because many people are coming and going. Some soft music is playing in the background. Overall, everyone is enjoying their time here.
Brilliant! That's exactly how we use present continuous, to describe scenes and actions happening right now.
So remember, present continuous is for actions happening now, temporary situations, future plans, and changing situations.
So Tom, tell me, what do you do for a living?
I work as an English teacher. I teach students from all over the world.
Interesting. And what are you working on right now?
Currently, I'm developing a new course about English pronunciation. It's taking a lot of time, but I'm really enjoying it.
Where do you usually teach?
I usually teach online from my home office, But this month, I'm also teaching some classes at a local language school because they need extra help.
Do you enjoy teaching online?
Yes, I do. I love it because I can connect with students from different countries. Right now, I'm teaching students from Brazil, Korea, and Italy.
What are you doing in your free time these days?
Well, I normally read books and go hiking, but these days, I'm also learning to play the guitar. I'm taking lessons every Tuesday.
That sounds wonderful. How often do you practice?
I try to practice every day, usually for about 30 minutes. Right now, I'm working on a song by the Beatles.
Excellent dialogue. Notice how we smoothly move between both tenses, depending on whether we're talking about regular habits or current temporary activities.
Here's a helpful tip. Look for time expressions. They often tell you which tense to use.
Simple present words are every day, always, usually, often, sometimes, never, on Mondays, once a week, in general, normally.
Present continuous words are now, right now, at the moment, currently, today, this week, this month, these days, nowadays, still.
If someone says, "What do you usually do on weekends?" that usually signals simple present. I usually go to the gym and meet friends.
If someone asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" that this weekend signals present continuous. I'm visiting my parents and going to a concert.
Let's practice with a challenge. I'll give you a sentence and you correct it if it's wrong. Ready, listeners?
Sentence 1. I am living in Paris for 10 years.
Wrong. 10 years is not temporary. It should be, I have lived in Paris for 10 years. Or simply, I live in Paris.
Sentence 2. She is loving chocolate.
Wrong. Love is a stative verb. It should be, she loves chocolate.
Sentence 3. He works on a big project right now.
Wrong. Right now signals present continuous. It should be, he is working on a big project right now.
Sentence 4. What are you doing for work?
This one is tricky. It's technically possible, but unusual. Better to say, what do you do for work? Because we're asking about their permanent job.
Sentence 5. The water is boiling at 100 degrees.
Wrong. This is a permanent fact, not a current action. Say, water boils at 100 degrees.
Unless you're describing water on the stove right now, then the water is boiling is correct.
Exactly. Context matters. Part 4. Present perfect. Connecting past to now.
Now we're going to explore something that learners find challenging but is absolutely essential, the present perfect tense.
The present perfect is fascinating because it's called present, but it talks about the past. It connects past actions to the present moment.
The structure is have, has, plus past participle. For example, I have visited Japan. She has finished her work. They have eaten lunch.
The past participle is the third form of the verb. For regular verbs, it's the same as past simple, just add ed. Work, worked, worked. Play, played, played.
But many common verbs are irregular. Go, went, gone. Eat, ate, eaten. See, saw, seen. Do, did, done. Make, made, made. Take, took, taken.
You need to memorize these irregular forms. There's no shortcut, unfortunately.
So when do we use present perfect? First, for life experiences up to now. Actions in your life, but we don't say exactly when they happened.
For example, I have visited Japan. She has finished her work. They have never tried sushi. Have you ever been to New York?
Notice how we don't say when these things happened. We just know they happened sometime in the past, and we're interested in the experience, not the time.
We often use words like ever, never, before, already, yet, so far, until now, up to now.
Have you ever been to India? Yes, I have. I've been there twice. No, I have never been there.
Second use, for actions that started in the past and continue to now. We use for and since.
For is for periods of time. For 2 hours, for 3 weeks, for 5 years, for a long time.
Since is for starting points. Since Monday, since 2020, since January, since I was a child.
Examples: I have lived here for 10 years. She has worked at that company since 2019. They have been friends for a long time. We have known each other since university.
This is very different from simple past. Compare I lived in Tokyo for 5 years versus I have lived in Tokyo for 5 years.
The first one suggests you don't live there anymore, it's finished. The second one means you still live there now.
Third use, for actions that happened recently with present results. Something happened recently and we can see or feel the result now.
For example, I have lost my keys. Result, I can't open the door now. She has broken her leg. Result, she can't walk now. They have just arrived. Result, they're here now.
We often use just for very recent actions. I have just finished my homework. He has just called me. We have just heard the news.
Fourth use, for actions that happened in an unfinished time period. Today, this week, this month, this year.
For example, I have drunk 3 coffees today. Today isn't finished yet. She has visited 5 clients this week. This week continues. They have launched 2 products this year. This year isn't over.
Compare with simple past for finished time periods. I drank 3 coffees yesterday. She visited 5 clients last week. They launched 2 products last year.
Let's talk about negatives and questions. Negatives use have not or haven't, and has not or hasn't.
Examples: I haven't seen that movie. She hasn't finished her work. They haven't eaten yet. He hasn't called me back.
Yet is very common in negatives and questions. It means up to now or by this time. I haven't finished yet. Have you eaten yet?
For questions, we flip the subject and have or has. Have you finished? Has she arrived? Have they left? Where have you been?
Let's practice with a dialogue about experiences. Tom, ask me about my travels.
Okay, Ria, have you ever been to South America?
Yes, I have. I've been to Brazil and Argentina.
Wow. When did you go?
I went to Brazil in 2022 and Argentina in 2023.
Notice how we switched to simple past when we asked about this specific time.
Exactly. Present perfect for the experience, simple past for the specific details.
Have you ever tried Brazilian food?
Yes, I have. I've eaten feijoada many times. It's delicious.
What's the most interesting place you ever visited?
I think the most interesting place I visited is the Amazon rainforest. It was incredible.
How many countries have you visited in total?
I've visited 23 countries so far, and I hope to visit more.
That's impressive. Have you been to Asia?
Yes, I have. I've been to Japan, Thailand, and Vietnam.
Great dialogue. Now let's practice the for and since usage. Ria, tell me about your job.
I've worked as a language teacher for 8 years. I've been at my current school since 2019. I've taught thousands of students, and I've always loved my job.
How long have you lived in your current apartment?
I've lived there for 2 years. I moved there in 2023, so I've been there since 2023.
Do you still study English yourself?
Of course. I've been a teacher for a long time, but I've never stopped learning. I've taken several advanced courses, and I've always tried to improve. This is super important. You cannot use present perfect with yesterday, last week, in 2020, 3 days ago, etc.
These are specific past times, so you must use simple past. Wrong, I have seen him yesterday. Right, I saw him yesterday.
Wrong, she has visited Paris last year. Right, she visited Paris last year.
But you can use present perfect with today, this week, this year, because these time periods are not finished yet.
I have seen him today is correct if today is not finished. I saw him today is also correct. It depends on your perspective.
Let's do a correction exercise. Sentence 1. I have been to London 3 years ago.
Wrong. 3 years ago is specific past time. Say, I went to London 3 years ago. Or, I have been to London before.
Sentence 2. She has finished her homework yet?
Wrong. Questions use have before the subject. Say, has she finished her homework yet?
Sentence 3. They have never went to that restaurant.
Wrong. Use the past participle gone, not the past simple went. Say, they have never gone to that restaurant.
Sentence 4. How long do you live here?
Wrong. For an action continuing to now, use present perfect. Say, how long have you lived here?
Part 5. Present perfect continuous. Ongoing actions with duration. Removing to our final present tense. The present perfect continuous.
This one combines the ideas of present perfect and present continuous. It's for actions that started in the past, continued for some time, and are still continuing now or just finished.
The structure is have or has plus been plus verb ing. For example, I have been studying. She has been working. They have been waiting.
We use this when we want to emphasize the duration or the continuous nature of an activity.
For example, I have been learning English for 5 years. She has been working on that project all day. They have been waiting for an hour.
Compare with present perfect. I have learned English focuses on the result or achievement. I have been learning English for 5 years focuses on the ongoing process and duration.
Another example. I have read 3 books this month. Focuses on the number, the achievement. I have been reading all morning focuses on the activity and duration.
We also use present perfect continuous when the action just stopped and we can see evidence or results.
For example, you look tired. Have you been exercising? His hands are dirty. He has been working in the garden. Your eyes are red. Have you been crying?
The action just finished and we can see the effect on the person now.
Let's practice with a scenario. Imagine you come home and your roommate looks exhausted. What do you ask?
What have you been doing? You look tired.
And the roommate responds, I've been cleaning the entire apartment. I've been working for 3 hours.
The apartment looks great. Have you been cleaning all day?
Well, I've also been organizing the closets. I've been going through old clothes and boxes.
Notice how present perfect continuous emphasizes the ongoing effort and activity.
Now, some verbs work better with present perfect, not present perfect continuous. These are mainly stative verbs again.
Right. We say, I have known him for 10 years, not I have been knowing him for 10 years.
Similarly, I have had this car for 5 years, not I have been having this car.
But with action verbs, both can work with slightly different meanings. I have lived here for 10 years, or I've been living here for 10 years.
The continuous version emphasizes that it's ongoing and might be temporary. The simple version just states the fact.
Let's do a comparison. She has written 5 emails versus she has been writing emails.
First one, we know she completed 5 emails. It's about the achievement, the number.
Second one, we know she spent time writing emails. It's about the activity. Maybe she's not finished yet.
Another, I have painted the wall versus I have been painting the wall.
First, the wall is finished, complete. Second, I was painting it. Maybe it's not finished, or I just stopped.
Negatives and questions followed this same pattern. Negative, I haven't been sleeping well. She hasn't been feeling good. They haven't been practicing.
Right. Questions. Have you been waiting long? Has she been studying hard? What have you been doing? Where have they been staying?
Let's create a dialogue about someone who looks different. I'll be person A, you're person B.
Great.
Hey, you look different. What have you been doing?
I've been going to the gym. I've been working out for 3 months now.
Wow, I can tell. You look really fit. How often have you been exercising?
I've been going 5 times a week. I've been working with a personal trainer, and she's been helping me a lot.
That's impressive. Have you been following a special diet too?
Yes, I have. I've been eating healthier, and I've been drinking more water. I've also been sleeping better.
Well, it's definitely working. You must feel great.
I do. I've been feeling more energetic. It's been challenging, but it's worth it.
Perfect example of how present perfect continuous describes ongoing recent activities.